Hi, everyone. How are you doing? I hope you are hearing me. I seem to be having a little bit of a problem on my end with my sound. So please let me know if you're hearing me. That would be great if you could give me a thumbs up. My seems my sound is sort of went out on my end in a way. So let me know a thumbs up if you're hearing me. Okay, Church Nelly's giving a thumbs up. Okay. Well, she's giving a thumbs up to all people. So, okay, Victoria is giving me a thumbs up. Okay, great. So I'm glad you're hearing me. So I guess it's on my end that my sound is a little bit crazy. Okay, Emerald is hearing me. So that's great. Thank you guys. Okay, so then it's on my end then. Sometimes my internet could be a little bit crazy. So, but anyways, welcome, everyone. Welcome to Facts and Two Cents. As you know, we are a channel that supports the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Harry, Meghan, Archie, Baby Lily, Mama Doria, Poola, Guy, the chickens, all of us here at Sussex Squad. Um, Hope you guys are having a fantastic day and hope we're all recovering. I wouldn't say I am fully recovered, but I wasn't prepared. I was not prepared for what I saw this morning. And so I am recovering and I'm happily not recovered as yet because I keep watching it over and over and over. And we'll get into it in a second. But happy day, I would say. Anyways, before we go ahead, if you are new here and you have not subscribed to our channel, please go ahead and subscribe. Hit that, as the little scrolly thing in the bottom there says, hit the subscribe button right at the bottom of this video and click the notification bell so that you know when we drop a video. And please like and share this video. Help us build our community, build our Sussex community. That would be fantastic and be most grateful for that. And we'll talk about joining at the end. But anyways, welcome, my friends. I'm say hi to everyone and my friends in the chat. How are you guys doing? Oh, and for all of you, if you are signing up and you're subscribing today for the first time, just know in order to join our chat, it'll be a week. We do that so that way we weed out all of the trolls that may jump into our chat. So you'd have to be a member or a subscriber for at least a week, for over a week, in order to join our live chat. So don't be, don't be offended or don't be like, oh my gosh, what's wrong? And there's nothing wrong on your end. It'll just take a week for that to happen. So, anyways, saying hi to my friends in the chat. Hi, Karen M, our awesome moderator is here. And Ghislaine is here, and Alma is here. And who else? Oh, our other awesome moderator, Trish Nelly, is here. Emerald. Emerald, I'm giving you a new name. It's Esmerald. Uh, Carol is here, and Kanita is here, and our awesome moderator Lydia is here. Hello, guys, and Fancy and Joyce. Hi, everyone. And this is a new name. I hadn't seen this name before. Voyelwa. Oh my goodness! I hope I didn't just butcher your name, but let me know if I did. Give me a phonetics of how you say your name, but it seems like Voyelwa. Ooh, I actually really like that name. I don't even know if that's how it's pronounced, but welcome. Louise is here. Hello, Louise. And let's see, Gwendolyn is here, and Vinny and Annie saying hello. Hey, squad. Let's see, Joan is here. Let's see who else I can see in the chat here. Oh, Victoria Fabre. Oh, Victoria running away from me there. Okay, there we go. Victoria is here. Hello, guys. And let's see. I see Joan is here. Yep, we got Joan. And Black Queen is here, and Anita. And Vinny is here as well. Hi, guys. Mad World. Yeah, we got you. Faith01. Yep, yeah, we got there. Wendy Lohman. V Thomas is here. Hi, guys. Welcome. And we'll get to everyone else in the end. I see Brenda and Annie here. And so we'll get to everyone else as we go along. But welcome, guys. Again, oh my goodness. I don't know if anyone, I mean, maybe, again, I kept thinking that this old docu-series thing was this kind of phantom thing that was just sort of out there that Netflix never talk about and we'll probably never hear until next week because, the others are trying to do whatever they're trying to do in the US. Who knows? We're paying, trying to pay them no attention. And so I'm thinking, okay, so maybe after they leave, Netflix would give us a hint of what this phantom docu-series thingy, documentary thingy is supposed to be. I forgot how petty Netflix is and how incredibly messy they are. I should know this. I mean, they troll the royal family all the time, even though this past, Crown series was a mess, which I hope y'all forgive me. But I still haven't watched the end, and I've been trying to not watch it because I'm like, this is just gonna make me irritated, and I really don't want to have be irritated any day. And so I'm like, would they forgive me if I just never watch the rest of this? Probably. I need to keep my word because I said I would watch it. So at some point I will. But apart from the Crown, I completely forgot how messy Netflix could be, especially when it comes to royals, how they troll them. So imagine my shock, because again, forgetting Netflix pettiness, imagine my shock to see this today. And it was just like, what? I don't know why I was shocked. What I mean, I wasn't ready for it today for some reason. In my mind, with all the stuff drama that we talked about yesterday that had been going on Shutter Island, I was like, okay, Harry and Meghan are just gonna be under their tree. We're not gonna hear from them until next week. Meghan did her thing in Indianapolis. They're just gonna let them just do their thing, go home, and then they do their thing. Again, I forgot they're partnered with Netflix. So incredibly petty. And I just love it. I just love their messiness. I love their pettiness. And in the middle of this, obviously, they dropped this morning. And boy, this thing is going to be good. I was just like, OMG. This is like the best, you know, Meghan loves her rom-coms. This is like the best rom-com, romantic drama, comedy kind of docu-series. Because of course it's gonna have all the drama and stuff in there. I mean, look at these pictures. Look at them. I mean, it's just so adorable. I mean, they're just so cute. They are just so cute. And they just have so much chemistry, and you can just feel the love. And it's just like, OMG. I mean, I posted it first thing when I saw it this morning. I'm like, I hope Squatties are ready. I didn't know how many people were on social media and probably saw it before I posted it. But, I'm sure other friends posted it as well. But it is just like, I can't get over these pictures. And someone said the top left photo is the photo, the last engagement that Harry did when he was in that red jacket with the military when they were bidding him goodbye, and Meghan had the red cape dress. And someone said that this is the same outfit, but she just took off the cape. So I don't know. I don't know how people figure these things out. I am not a fashion person. I would have never come up with that. So that apparently is what that is. And they're sitting on it, and she's sitting on a counter. Maybe that's at their apartment or their house in the UK or whatever. But it is just so cute. I just love this, so cute. And I think this might be, I'm thinking the photo in the bottom might be like, those photo booths? It kind of have that photo booth feel. But it's just like, I love it. Let me see what you guys are saying. I don't know. I would just love to hear your thoughts. I mean, are you guys excited about this? I mean, I'm sure you're excited about this as I am. Oh my gosh, Mrs. S, thank you so much for your super sticker. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate so much your support. Thank you so much. Let's see. Mad World says, I was on YouTube minding my business when my favorite Sussex channel started hitting me with alerts. I have been excited ever since, even when to next, hoping to watch only to see coming soon. Oh, oh yes, that coming soon. They're not even telling us when. Apparently, this is supposed to drop next week. So maybe they, on the day of whatever day that they are deciding to drop this, they'll just drop it, and they're not going to tell us anything, and they'll just drop it that day, and then that day. And I think too is to eliminate the nonsense from the British press. They have no advance notice or warning of anything. It just drops. And I love that. I absolutely love this. Nobody expected this to be coming today. I mean, some people were, predicting that at some point this week or maybe the beginning of next week, at some point, if this is going to drop between the 8th and the 10th, at some point we'll see a trailer of some kind within this next few days. But no one knew it was coming today, and and it just drops. And so I have a feeling that is exactly what's going to happen. I'm assuming that's exactly what they're gonna do when they drop the thing. When it drops is when it drops, and so we won't know. And it's a 6-episode series. So are they gonna? I'm assuming it's an every week thing. So we have to tune in every week, like we did the podcast, for the next episode. And so if that's the case, then we have 6 weeks going up until I think the week of the book drop on January 10th. So if, again, 6 weeks from say the 10th or the 8th or the 10th of December, that'll go into that week of the 10th that Harry's book is going to drop. And so we're going to have the entire December I'm telling you, we have Christmas content straight through. And I mean, I'm assuming that's how they're going to do it. Or like, maybe they're just going to drop all 6. I don't know. But wouldn't it be funny if it just drops like every week, and we just, every week we'll have to tune in. And so, hey. And one of the things Meghan talked about, I think as a Variety article, she talked about that, how different it is, our viewing patterns and our viewing habits were so different back in the day. Everybody gather around every week to watch it together. But now you drop the whole series and you just watch it whenever. So you don't have that like community feeling of everybody talk about this one episode because that's what everyone saw. And so I love it. I absolutely, absolutely love it. So let's see. Oh, hi Elaine. How are you? Welcome. And Connie. She's like, love Gwendolyn. Alma says, pedal those do nothings were booed. In America at the Celtics game, they're trying to overshadow. We are just leaving them to do what their thing. We're not focused on them. We have better things. But thank you, Alma. Thank you for the update. I appreciate. Madwell says Netflix didn't include it in the monthly preview emails that came out this week. No, they are just dropping the stuff on you. And that's the Sussex ammo. We know that they operate in stealth, so we shouldn't be surprised that that's what they're doing. They are not giving us anything. And I guess, too, because they know very well the kind of media, especially in the UK, they would just jump in and try to muddy it like they've been trying to do with the award that's coming up under sex. They're coming up with all these lies to try to muddy it in every single way. This way, when everybody gets the same information at the same time, they don't have that lead to muddy anything up because people could form their own opinions right there. And so I love that. I absolutely love, again, that we don't know what day it's coming, and it'll come when it comes. So there. And we don't know what's in each episode. And we'll go through in a second what Netflix has a site, and they basically said what to expect from the documentary. So very interested. Let's see. Cheryl W. Hi, Cheryl. Cheryl says, ladies, 2022 is going to keep kicking the mess out of those racists on Shutter Island. Oh, I'm telling you. And it's, again, timing, right? With all that mess going on there from yesterday and, with Susan Hussey and Susan Hussey. and all her racist mess, and then this dropping, and then part of this docu-series they're going to be talking about the Commonwealth. And so they're going to have to, and they're going to be, well, I'll read it in a second, but they're going to be bringing in experts and stuff to talk about that. And they are going to talk about racism. They're going to talk about colonialism. So it's just like, oh, this is all just, talk about karma. I mean, the ancestors are like, okay, we need to talk about this, and we're going to have our faves talk about it. So there. Joan Hickey says this whole thing in the palace just makes me laugh. Another Camilla mess. Hussey has form for leaking to the press, etc. Oh, okay. I mean, I know I've seen stuff where she, apparently talked to some, nasty book people, but who knows? Let's see. Viola says, I am obsessed with the photos. Both are great photographers, so I'm loving this. Yeah, both Harry and Meghan are photographers, which always made me laugh when people were talking about, oh, the Queen kicked out Harry and Meghan's photographs during the Jubilee, and they didn't want their photographers there. And I'm like, especially Harry's more the photographer. It's like, Harry is a photographer. Meghan is also very good. So they don't need a photographer to take pictures of their kids. They're both photographers. So it was just like, yeah. Lydia says, hi, Lydia, awesome moderator, says, so well thought out and planned very well. If this is what you're talking about, Lydia, yes, very well planned, very well thought out, very well in the Sussex stealth mode, as they usually do. As well, I mean, look at these photos. Oh, I love these. I absolutely love these, especially look at the one in the left. And I love the silliness of it. And I think it's one of the things that I love about them. It's like they found two people. Because we know Harry is really, really funny and really goofy. And apparently so is Meghan. And Meghan is also very nerdy. And so it's so great that it's like two people who they found each other and they could be goofy and nerdy together. And I love it. And it seemed to be that maybe this was in Africa when they were there, maybe Botswana or maybe another time. But I love this photo on the left. Oh, look at the one on the right. Like, oh, and just so I don't know specifically when these photos were taken, but I absolutely love them. They're just like, oh. And a lot of the photos, I think, what they showed us was like the beginning of their relationship. So this may have been, the beginning, in the beginning stages of their relationship. And of course, we know drama happened after, because if you've seen the trailer so far, you've seen some of the drama parts of that as well. But these are the happy parts when they're dating and they're, probably just got married and all that stuff. So this Netflix put this out today. And so this is, and it's a Tudum, I guess. This is where they, do their synopsis or whatever of the docu-series. And so I'm gonna move my banner there. Oh, actually I could have probably just left it. It's fine there, so I'll just leave it there. It wasn't blocking it. I thought it was. And also I realized this should be there. Give me 1 second. That's not blocking it either. So there we go. Get our banner back there and our brand name back there. So anyway, so Netflix put this out, and this by way of explaining or giving a synopsis of what the docu-series is about. Harry and Meghan is the Duke and Duchess of Sussex story you haven't heard before. This new 6-part documentary series is a vulnerable look into the couple's high-profile relationship. At its core, their relationship looks like many others. They met, had a whirlwind romance, fell in love, got married, had children, and built a life based on shared values and mutual support of each other's work and ambitions. But The Duke and Duchess of Sussex are no ordinary couple. Theirs is one of the most high profile love stories in history. And even the most plugged in fans, us, and followers of their story have never heard it told like this before. Harry and Meghan is an an unprecedented six-part documentary series that explores the span of their relationship from the early days of the couple's courtship to the challenges and controversies that prompted them to step back from the royal family. The series includes interviews with family and friends who've never spoken publicly about the couple's relationship before, as well as historians and journalists who dissect how media influences Harry and Meghan's relationship with the royal family and the Commonwealth at large. So this is really seems for me very expansive, talk about their relationship. They're talking about the royal family's relationship with the press. So we know the press is going to have it. They're also going to be talking about, talking to journalists. Very interesting to see which journalists that they've chosen to speak. Hopefully none from Shutter Island. That would be. And then friends and family who have never spoken about their relationship before. Can I just say, Mama Doria? I want to hear from Mama Doria. That's who I want to hear from, what it's like for her, And so it'll be very, very interesting to hear from, which friends and family member. Is it going to be her family members that we haven't heard from? It'd be very interesting. Which family members on his side would be in this? I would just like, wow, okay. I could imagine which, some of their friends, obviously we haven't heard from a lot of their friends, only a few have spoken up but it'd be really interesting to see which one of them we'll hear from. And it's just like, ooh. And also very interested as, how the royal family and their relationship with the press. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That's the one. I mean, obviously we heard from Harry a little bit in the Me You Can't See when he talked about it. And also both of them talking about a little bit about it in on Oprah, the Oprah Winfrey interview. But those were short snippets. So this time we got, maybe they'll dedicate a whole episode to that, or two or three. Nah, maybe a couple of episodes, 1 or 2 episodes or 1.5 episodes, whatever, on the media and how the media influence their relationship with the royal family and both of their parents, both of their families, really. That will be amazing. I can't wait. I absolutely cannot wait for this. And apparently this is next week, so we won't have to wait a long time. I am like, oh my gosh. I want to hear, Vinny is giving some her opinion, or I bet Scobie, British historian Williams, Bradby, and maybe Peter Hunt will speak. Those are some good choices. Oh, British historian Williams. Do you mean what's her name? I forgot her first name. It's so funny. I was following her, and then all of a sudden, I don't get her tweets anymore. Twitter has just gone crazy, and I don't get it anymore. But I forgot what her first name is. But she's always defended them, and she's always brought out the facts about what's going on in the royal family with all the racism and all of that stuff. I can also see Dr. Shola. I mean, she's not technically a reporter, but she is on all those shows and she's very vocal. So I could totally see that. I am like, oh my gosh, that'd be amazing. Oh, this is interesting. Perhaps Elton John. Yeah, Elton and his husband, David Finnesh. Catherine Williams is the historic. Catherine is her name? Oh, for some reason I thought it was different. Okay, maybe I'm thinking a different person because Catherine doesn't look familiar to me as to who I was following. Huh. Okay. Um, who else? Ooh, Cheryl says, ooh, Dr. Sholo, yes. Doc don't play with those races. Oh, she does not. She sure does not play. I saw something else and I think oh, okay. Oh goodness. I don't want to butcher your name. So Chuck Makey? Chuck Makey? Okay, give me a phonetics of how you say your name because I don't want to butcher it, and I just did. But last name is Izagba. Izagba. Okay. Um, Netflix may have chosen Dr. Shola. Boy, would I love it if Dr. Shola is on there. That would be amazing. I'm telling you, Dr. Shola she is fierce. She is absolutely, absolutely fierce. Wouldn't it be funny if we saw Obed? Jonas agreeing. Love Dr. Shola. We'll see, we are all in agreement of a Dr. Shola. Let's see. Oh, Emerald. This would be very, very controversial and so awesome. And so I would love this. Or she says, yes, Eugenie and Jack. Whew. Eugenie and Jack they were in California last year. They went to the Super Bowl. At least Harry went to the Super Bowl with Eugenie. Very interesting. Yep. That would be amazing. Oh, wait a minute. Is it Williams or Williamson? Coming back to this. Is it Williamson or Williams? I'm trying to I need to know. I don't know. I'm like obsessed with making sure I remember exactly what's her name. But anyways, let's see. Joy says the hype is to sell it. I will be happy how H&M have agreed to give us this docu-series. It's their work, not ours. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh yeah, Aro's yep, Eugenie and her husband. Yep. Oh, another suggestion, Nacho. No, Church Nelly would be that would be the only part that Church Nelly would be watching. She would be like, cut out, let's just edit out all the rest and we'll just watch only the Nacho parts. Right, Church Nelly? I think I'm correct on that. Only the Nacho parts. I love you, Harry. I love you, Meghan, but we're just gonna cut you all out and it's only about Nacho. Oh, let's see. Let's see. Any more suggestions? I am scrolling up to see any more suggestions. Joan is a little excited. She's like, I can't wait for this documentary. I am so excited. I just can't hide it. Oh, that's the song. I'm so excited. And I just can't hide it. I'm about to lose control and I think I like it. I think that was like the Pointer Sisters, I think, right? Yes. Emerald says, Petal, I really want to hear from Mama Doria. I do too. I really, really want to. I know, C-Mac, you are very funny. I know you're kidding. Oh, wait, the daughter. I thought I didn't see the daughter on the end there. I just read until you said scammies. And the daughter, I don't know. Maybe, Meghan might not want to, go in that direction, but it would be very interesting. It would be very interesting because I remember seeing an early video of hers where she, she was very honest about, her, I guess, lack of relationship with her mom and just her mom's attitude towards her and stuff. So that would be very, very interesting. Kenita says, thanks to H&M, I am now a fan of Netflix. Yes, I know the British press hates you and all the those royalists who are always deciding that every single day it seems like we're going to cancel our subscription of Netflix, and it's just like, I thought you were canceling. Why are you still here? Lydia's like, Lydia, you and I as well. Like, yeah, Mama Doria. That's that for me. If I just want to hear, and I think just want to hear what it's like been like for her, because I'm not a mom, so I don't know what that would feel like for me to, yeah, I could imagine, because in a lot of ways, I mean, we're not moms to Meghan, but the hurt, like when they're doing that stuff to her, it hurts. It hurts. And I don't even never met Meghan in my entire life. I don't know this woman. I just care about her and I love her, from afar, as we all love her from afar, and we all care very much, and are affected very much by those horrible things that has been done to her. And so I can't imagine as a mom what that must feel like. And I'm sure a lot of it is Meghan saying, your mom, just don't say anything, don't say anything, don't say anything. But I'm like, I could imagine her bursting to just go after a few people. Because what happens when, somebody go hurt Mama Bear's little cub, what Mama Bear does, so I could only imagine what that must have been like for her. And so I could imagine this would be, I would imagine this would be, their situation and in the avenue where she would speak. So yeah. Oh, Serena Williams. Oh, I could see Serena, but they did say people who have not spoken out before. So yeah. Yeah, I could totally, yeah. Oh, Professor Melissa, yes. Who is a lawyer, and she is always on like CNN or I think MSNBC, I think is a lot where she's on a lot. And she was actually on I think the very long list for a Supreme Court justice. And she did obviously make it, but I think it was a long list that she was on. So yeah, she is all there, and I could totally see her. Ooh, Beyonce. Ooh, oh my goodness, that would be amazing. It would be like, ooh. Oh my gosh, that would be this is her, Kate Williams. That's who it is. Yes, I think because it was Catherine. I didn't recognize it as Catherine. It's Kate Williams, or is it Kate Williamson? Her name is, but Kate is the name I recognize. So I just felt weird. It sounded weird when I saw Catherine. I was like, I don't know as a Catherine, but Kate. That's it. There you go. Thank you very much for clearing up my obsession. Lorna says, I think Meghan's friend Catherine McPhee Foster may speak in the documentary. Oh, okay. I mean, could be. I mean, I don't know how close a friend she is. I know that they said, at least that's what the press says, and I think Catherine said that a little bit too, actually, that Harry is very close to David Foster. So I wouldn't be surprised. I definitely wouldn't be surprised, especially they were, I think, instrumental in helping Harry and Meghan get the home where they stayed in Canada. So they would, I would assume, have a front row seat as to what happened during that time. I could also see Tyler Perry being a part of this. I definitely could see. I could definitely see that. Yeah, Professor Kate Williams. There you go. That's who I recognize. That's what I recognize. Yep. Joy says Eugenie and Jack will be disowned completely if they are in this docu-series. Maybe that's why they moved to Portugal. Maybe that's why. If they're in that documentary, that will explain a lot. Vinny says, well, I know she is known as Kate Williams. Okay, there you go. What's the name of their friend at the Telegraph who appeared on Harry and Meghan's mental health series? Oh, that's right. Oh, what is her name? Oh my gosh, guys, remind me. What is her name? She did when Meghan went to where's that? Oh gosh, I can't remember now. Oh, all of a sudden I'm forgetting. Somebody in the chat, I'm sure somebody in the chat would remember her name, because she went with Meghan to the bakery, and now I'm forgetting the name of the bakery. I am just having a mental day. My brain is all taken up with these pictures, so I can't really think at the moment. But yeah, so oh goodness, what is, yeah, Harry did the first mental health podcast with her, and she writes for the Telegraph. So if anybody remembers her name, please let us yeah, please post it. And the late Dame Hilary Mantel was another supporter of Meghan. Oh, that would have been interesting. I mean, she passed away recently, very sadly passed away recently. And so, who knows? Maybe if she, if she was a part of it, maybe she could have done it before she passed. Yeah. Of course, Church Nelly, we know. Oh, it's her birthday. Oh, that's right. Today's Church Nelly's birthday. Oh, she deserves nacho. Okay, Church Nelly. So at the end, I'm going to do I'm going to do a nacho for you. Actually, you know what? Actually, yes. At the end, we'll do a nacho for you. But in the meantime, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Church Nelly. Happy birthday to you. And many, 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 many more. Hope you are having a fun day, Church Nelly. I hope you're going out and kicking your shoes off and, just throwing your hair back and just, wig and all and just having a fantastic day. So I just wish you all the best today on your fabulous birthday. Let's see. Alma says, Joyce, they might as well be disowned as they are in the slim down monarchy. At this point, they probably feel, if they're in a documentary, they probably feel like, you know what, it makes no difference to us if we are or not. We're on the outskirts of things, basically, the unwanted ones on the fringes of the royal. So we might as well do what we want. So there. Let's see. Let's move on. But I'm so happy, Church Nelly. It's your birthday. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, more pictures. Sorry, I just kind of went picture crazy. And thank you, Iris, for putting this together. At the top, when it and this clip kind of looks like the me you can see when Harry was talking about, I had to do everything I could to protect my family. And at the bottom, I'm going to move my banner so you can read it. It says, when Meghan was saying, because things are so heightened, doesn't it make sense? And it's so, important. And I forgot, I'm paraphrasing what she said, but doesn't it make sense that you hear our story from us? And so, yeah, all of the drama, all of that stuff. I mean, I can only imagine what we're going to be hearing. I'm assuming it's going to be raw. It is going to be raw. And again, we've seen those beautiful pictures that we saw, but, you see pictures like these and you see the pain. And there, you see, oh goodness, you see the pain, and there are pictures of Meghan crying, and then there are those pictures of Kate, Kate and William, that you're just being, mean girl Kate staring at the camera. I was like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be so good. Jessica, hi Jessica. Jessica, is that me, or I just haven't seen you in a while? But I'm happy you're here. I just haven't seen you. Jessica says, so what do you think? Think we'll find out who asked about Archie's skin color? Whew, I don't know, but boy, would I want to. I mean, I know we all think we know, and I know who I think it is, but that would be something. And I know one of the things when they, and Oprah, one of the reasons that they didn't share who it was, they said it'd be very, very damaging to that person. And again, Harry and Meghan, they will share the truth, but they're not vindictive people in the sense that they're not going to do stuff that I think they know that's going to damage someone. But there are some cases that you just got to speak the truth, and and whether that person need to change, and that person need to, especially if you said it and they're just not changing and they refuse to, and they're still perpetuating that behavior, then sometimes you just got to do what you got to do and shake them up. So yeah, it just very interesting. We haven't seen anything. We haven't seen the babies, so don't know if they're going to be featured in this at all. I know one of the narratives coming out, whether it's true or not, is that Harry and Meghan refused to film at their home, and thank God. I wouldn't want them filming there either. And so so we may or may not see baby Lily and big boy Archie. And so that's fine with me. That is absolutely fine with me. Cookies and Cream, our awesome moderator, says the Royals have probably soiled themselves worrying about the Sussexes docu-series. I hope they have some depends. They're certainly going to need it. Well, I'm sure they're, some of them, the majority of them are very elderly. So I would assume they already have those. But they might probably want to stock up on it and be wearing double on that day. That would be, I would think that may be fine. Yeah, Bellissima. Yes, exactly. Kate Williams. Absolutely. That's who I know her better as. Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Lydia says Camino has 2 daughters, and one is close age to Meghan and an attorney. Really? They had a relationship. Oh, I had no idea. I just saw a video a long time ago of a daughter, but she looked like a teenager. So I didn't know she had another child. I had no idea. To tell you, I hadn't paid attention to this woman. I only knew about her daughter because of that one video. And so I, again, never heard of, I didn't realize she had a daughter that's an attorney. Oh, wow. I had no idea. So there you go. Terry says, what about her ex-coworkers from Suits? Hey, that would be very, very cool. I know one of her coworkers, he really went, especially when they had leveled those charges against her about bullying. He did this whole long thread about, he went after the royal family. Oh my goodness. He just really went after them for that. So, yep. Gloria C says, I think Charles will change the kid's status from to prince and princess in the coming months. Well, I don't know. After this documentary and Spare, it would be very interesting that happened, because when those things come out, the narrative in the press and the narrative on social media would be strip them. That would be the narrative. So it'd be very interesting to me to see if Charles does that. I don't think so, but you think better of Charles than I do. I see Charles as pettiness. I don't know, but it's good to have a different opinion or a different perspective on things. Thank you, Gloria C. Sass says Tyler Perry and Oprah for sure will be on the docuseries. I would love it. I would absolutely love both of them to be on it. And I think with Oprah, it'll come full circle. I would really, really, really love that. Lydia Barber. Hi, Lydia Barber. Lydia says, David Foster's like a surrogate dad to Harry. So I've heard. I mean, Charles definitely hasn't been one. So, and I know Mark Dyer is one to Harry as well. I know Mark had been sick for a while. So yeah. And Lydia is giving a more opinion. She says, Elton John would definitely say something about them. He's one of the people Harry and Meghan first confided in when Harry first confided in when he's chosen Meghan. So yeah, definitely. I can see that. I can definitely see that. Let's see. Let's move on and see what else I got here. I have a couple of other things to talk about. Oh my gosh, look at these picture, guys. This is the first time we're seeing a picture one of their wedding. This is Meghan in her what do you call it? Not the wedding ceremony, but the evening what is the after ceremony thing called? So all of a sudden, like, I don't know, my brain has gone. Reception. There you go. The wedding reception. This is her in a wedding reception outfit. This is them in their wedding. And I was like, I think this is the first time was seeing them at their reception. I mean, am I wrong? Was there ever a picture of them at their reception before and I may have just missed it? I mean, I know we had the video of them going to it in that car, in a beautiful car, and they look like, it looks like a scene out of James Bond with Harry with his bow tie and everything looking like Bond. But this is the first picture, at least I've ever seen, with them at the reception. And oh my goodness, look at that. They're having a grand old time. And then here's Meghan, wherever she is. I have no idea where this picture is. But here she is pregnant. And look, it's like by the water somewhere, maybe in the UK. Maybe this is in the US. I have no idea if this is the first or second pregnancy. But it's so beautiful. I love that. It's by the beach. So maybe this is with Lily. And maybe this is California. But I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea where this is, but it's so wild with all the pictures because they're black and white, and knowing how Meghan loves black and white, that's her thing. So definitely. And they said, pictures from their photo album. So I love it. I absolutely, absolutely love that. Elizabeth says, See, Pedal, I told, surprises are great. They are. I am just too nosy. I like to know things every time, even though I enjoy the surprises when they come. I hate being it, but I love it. Let's see. Mercedes says, nobody wants to hear from the Spencers. They are as bad as the royal family. Really? Oh, okay. I mean, her sisters as well. I know the brother. I wouldn't care to hear from him, but I thought, it looked like, at least when Harry went for Princess Diana's the unveiling, that could have just been for the camera. I know Harry just stayed there for 15 minutes or something like that after the unveiling, but it seemed like they had a good relationship. They were at the christening of Archie, so I just assume that that they had a good relationship. I wouldn't care to hear about from the brother, but the two sisters, I was thinking, Kanita says, no, but there wasn't a picture camera. Camera wasn't allowed. Oh, okay. There you go. No camera allowed at the reception. So, okay. This is the first one then, because I thought maybe there was one and I just missed, which can happen. I haven't seen everything. So, but look at that. I just absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. And of course, Meghan pregnant there. I'm like, this is just everything. It's absolutely, absolutely everything. Okay. Here we go. Nakia loves. Oh, I love that. Nakia loves. What about Harry's aunts, the Spencer girls or Spencer ladies? That's what I was thinking too. I thought they would be interesting, but apparently maybe they're not. I don't know. I haven't really focused on them, so I don't really, I couldn't speak on what their possible relationships are. I'm just going based on that video at the unveiling, and then they were at Archie's, they were in the picture with Archie when he was christened. So that's all I know of them. I don't know anything else about these people. So I just assumed from that maybe they had a good relationship. Victoria says, I hope Meghan ex-co-star Simon Rex will be on that documentary. That is interesting. That would be really, really interesting. I would love that as well. And if you don't know who Simon Rex is an actor who Meghan, I think they did a show together. They were in a television show or something together. And some tabloid in the UK tried to pay him $70,000 to say that he slept with Meghan. And he, as he told the story not even too long ago, probably not even a year ago, he said, he had said it before, and then he went into a little more detail. He said at that time when that was offered, he was dirt poor. He was broke as all heck. And he, that was a time when he's like, nah, he couldn't live with himself if he did something like that. And he said no. And look at, and last year, whatever movie he was in did really, really, really great. He won awards and stuff like that. And Meghan even sent him a card, I think, thanking him. I think she said something like, it's good to know that there are really good people in the world. And so he had revealed that. And so that would be really, really great, especially in the part about how the royal family and their relationship with the press and the reporters coming in, and just about all the horrible things the press have done to try to destroy this woman and to destroy their relationship. And I really, really, really think this is a great idea. I mean, who knows if he's going to be on it, but I would totally love to see that. I would totally be down for that. Let's see. Okay, let's move on and see what else it is that I have here. I pulled in quite a bit of stuff. So Variety, Meghan had the interview with Variety a couple of months ago, and so they wrote up a little bit about it. Variety says Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, are about to pull back the curtains on their love story and subsequent retreat from life as working royals. After months of mystery, distributor Netflix released a first look trailer for the highly anticipated docu-series on Thursday. The project, which is directed by What Happens to Miss Simone, Helmer Liz Garber, promised an intimate account of the couple's courtship, the unprecedented access to their tumultuous years as senior royals. In the trailer, which shares an array of romantic photos of the couple, but none of their kids, thankfully, Garbus is heard asking, "Why did you want to do this documentary?" Which Harry responds in a voiceover, "No one knows what happens behind closed doors." And also CNN also talked a little bit about it. Get ready for some intimate looks into the lives of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. And the bottom, it says, across 6 episodes, the series explores the clandestine days of their early courtship and the challenges that led to them feeling forced to step back from the full-time roles in the institution. A press release for the series states, with commentary from friends and family, most of whom have never spoken publicly before about what they witnessed, and historians who discuss the state of the British Commonwealth today and the royal family's relationship with the press, which will be a thing. The series does more than eliminate one's couple's love story. It paints a picture of our world and how we treat each other. No release date has been announced, but the project is coming soon, according to Netflix. So, so there we have it. Our wonderful news for today. And, I love it. I absolutely, absolutely love it. And more stuff. It's so funny. I literally just saw this. Oh, wait, no, that's not the one I wanted. Sorry, Sylvia, even though you're talking about this one. Hoda could not hold it. She seemed upset that the trailer dropped while the two Hoda's that's why she's in our doghouse. That is why she's in our doghouse. But anyway, Joy says, Meghan made the top 25 of the Financial Times, another award as a creator. Absolutely. And it's so funny. As soon as I was about to click, I looked over and I saw this. And I was like, yes, Joyce, we are thinking alike. So anyways, so that's right. Meghan is on as you can see, the Financial Times today, 25 most influential women of 2022. And of course, they featured Meghan. It says, Meghan Markle has become a symbol of resilience for many silenced women, specifically speaking for women of color and even more specifically, mixed race and Black women. Her experience within the royal family resonated with those who have had to navigate historically white elitist institutions that are at best not built with them in mind and at worst outwardly hostile. Lord. The royal family is an establishment largely maintained through silence and complicity. It's this in part that makes Meghan's choice to use her voice so powerful. This year, she launched a podcast, Archetypes, where she interrogates the label used to contain and inhibit women, given the projection and smears she has endured from the press. For the Black community in particular, it was hard to watch her demonization by the British media and public. But seeing her come into her own and use her platform to speak about what matters to her has sent a message even louder than she may have intended. And so, congratulations to Meghan and all the other 24 other most influential women in 2022, one of which you can see there is Serena Williams. I'm not sure who the other ladies are because I didn't look, but I didn't have time to look. I just saw this and pulled it in. But kudos to Meghan, another award, another list. I'm telling you, I mean, she is. She's just that influential. So, such a great, I mean, hello. And I would assume there'd be a lot more. I would definitely would assume that there would be a lot more of these lists that Meghan and Harry would be a part of, and they would be on. So incredible. Absolutely incredible. Joy says, awards 2022, Meghan about 5, Kate nothing. Okay. Let's see. Karen M says, by watching this CB Mornings, Gail is not one of them on the docu-series by her expressing when they talk about the trailer. Okay, so she's not in the docu-series. Okay. I didn't see it, so again, don't watch television, so I never see those shows. So thank you for that info. Let's see. Sylvia says Hodo's always desperate to tie Harry to his old life as a spare. I mean, the thing with anybody who works at NBC or ABC in the US, particularly, they are both invested in the royals. They are both very, 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 especially like ABC. I mean, I think ABC is owned by Disney. And so they have this whole fantasy royal thing happen. You'd see them, I'm sure they would be the one most, for national news outlets, they will be the one most invested in those who are invading the US right now. So they will, I'm sure they'll have reporters on the ground and all of that stuff. ABC and NBC, they are very much invested in this. So anything that upsets that, for example, this trailer dropping where everybody is now focused on Harry and Meghan instead of that means that is taking away, whether it's marketing, money, advertising, whatever from NBC, because less people are going to be paying attention to what they're doing there. So it's not going to be this big thing that would give them all the views that they want. So expect snarkiness from Hoda and Kemp, which they always are anyway. That's why they're always in my doghouse. And which is why I blocked the Today Show. I just don't pay attention to them. And I'm assuming most of the squad has done that as well. They are just not Sharon was like, oh, it started to tick me off. Really? She started? She hasn't already? So Sylvia, oh yeah, this is what I was reading before when Sylvia was saying Hoda could not hold it in. She seemed upset that the trailer dropped while the two were in Boston. Yeah, they are very invested in the royal, even if, if you remember when she was interviewing Harry at The Hague at the Invictus game, it was like, so did you miss your brother? So did you miss, William? So, and they're very much, that's why they're there. If you remember also when Queen Betty passed away, Charles was at, he was in Scotland at the time, but he was at one of his houses, whatever. And, NBC was there to do an interview with him. And when he got the call that Queen Betty was, declining, apparently. And so, whatever Jenna Bush, I guess is the Bush girl that works on the show with them. She said they were setting up their cameras and stuff when he got the call that Queen Betty was declining. So, they're very much into the royal, that's what they sell, that's their programming. They sell royalty to people, so they very much want that to go as perfectly, and so that they can sell the nonsense and the lies to people as much as possible. So yeah, I was let's see. So I was like, oh, that's sticking me. I was like, wow, she's still put her in the doghouse. Let's see. Jay Patterson says Netflix does not focus their promotion on royal family schedule, nor should they. Royal family is so self-important, they think the world revolves around them and their needs. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's why Netflix, they're like, we don't care what you're doing. We are, we don't care what you're doing. We're going to drop it when we want to drop it. And that's just that. You're just going to have to deal. I mean, were the same people upset when Prince Charles decided his coronation is going to be on Archie's birthday? I mean, look at how many days he had that he could have scheduled that. He picked Archie's birthday for his coronation. So then why should Harry and Meghan care whether they're in the US or not? So it's like, hello. And again, they don't have any say in when Netflix want to do. They produce stuff, they give it to Netflix, and then Netflix do what they want and release it when they want. It's not Harry and Meghan's say when that is released. So there. Let's see. Sylvia said, Jessica, wow. Oh, talking to Jessica. I didn't know that. I saw how she was surprised when Tyler told her and Jenna about Harry and Meghan love. Oh, right. Yes. It's so weird with Holder. I even remember when the Oprah Winfrey interview, and she was interviewing Oprah right after, and she's like, so does Meghan, did she was she feeling sorry about anything she said? And Oprah was like, no, why would she feel sorry? Neither of them expressed that that they she was asking if they regret anything they said, and like, no, they didn't regret anything. So yeah. And I hope we do find out if, which is what I am thinking, that nobody in the royal family really addressed their concerns and complaints from Oprah interview. I don't believe any one of them did. And so I'd be very interesting to know if anyone in the royal family has addressed or tried to change or tried to anywhere reach out to them, based on what they said in the Oprah interview. I would be very interested. It doesn't look like it, but it would be very interesting to see if any one of them did. And based on Miss Susan Hussey's behavior a couple of days ago, it would be very interesting to see if they talk about that. Let's see. So let's move on. Let's move on. I think I have one more thing to talk about. So away from our wonderful news, this happened a couple of episodes. I think it was 3 episodes ago or 4 episodes ago. I think we had this long discussion about this mess, and I was very upset about this when photos came out about Prince Charles welcoming Cyril Ramaphosa, who's the president of South Africa, to this massive state dinner. Basically they treat him like the greatest thing since sliced bread, and it was just a very, very odd situation because there he was being feted. I mean, London was all decked out, and I guess in flags and all the pomp and the pageantry that you can imagine with a state visit, where you treat someone like the royalty they are when they come and visit. And we were talking about this thing because it was so odd, because when Queen Betty passed away in September, at the bottom picture was how Cyril Ramaphosa was treated. He was bussed into her funeral. And you see other African leaders back there all bussed in. And then only a few months later, here he is at Buckingham Palace being treated like, again, the greatest thing since sliced bread. And it was just all very odd. And another thing we were talking about, just really irritating, was this man, and I should have brought in that picture of him sitting at the table, whatever, grinning with Prince Charles. And what was so galling about that, Omid Scobie had wrote an article about the royal family. They had all these artifacts and all these things and gifts and stuff from South Africa, gifts from to the Queen and all of that stuff from Mandela and all of these people, and they were on display so Mr. Ramaphosa can see it and all of that stuff. But the thing that was not on display was the stolen jewels. And so when I saw the picture of him grinning up a storm with Prince Charles, that was the thing that really irked me, because I'm like, you are in a building, they were at Buckingham Palace, and you're in a building where your stolen jewels are, where your people's that could benefit your people, and you're sitting there grinning with the people whose ancestors stole it. and just how horrendous that is. And it was just really, and it still irks me every time I think about it. And one of the things that Scobie had mentioned too is like that is one of the things that they're not going to talk about, that they have not talked about, because they don't want to rock the boat. And they both give statements, about their, how sad they are, Prince Charles, and how sorrowful, or how sad it is, the past, what was done in the past, but they never apologized. They never, talked about reparations, nothing. President Ramaphosa didn't either. He didn't bring any of that up. Again, this man is in a building where his stolen jewels are, and he doesn't bring it up, and instead be grinning with the people who stole your jewels. And so for me, I'm not South African, but I'm like, my South African brothers and sisters, I'm sure, are really upset, because I'm sitting here and I'm not even South African, and I was really upset about it. And I heard from a couple of you in the comments that you were very angry about it as well, as you should be, as anyone who is, is from any one of those countries that were former colonies, and so that they stole from. And so that was one of the things that really and still irked me to this day, to see those grin on this man's face. I was just like, dude, and we talked about, just the kind of leader that that a lot of countries have now, that a lot of them are just so comfortable in the fact that they have this connection to royalty, they have this connection to money and all of that stuff, that they don't necessarily care about the people. So they're not in really any hurry to whether it's getting back your jewels or becoming a republic. They are comfortable not rocking that boat too quickly, and they're comfortable because they have that, oh, well, we can, I can hang out with Prince Charles every now and then and feel like royal. Meanwhile, my people are there singing like, oh my gosh, can you hurry this up already? Like, can we become a republic already? And so a lot of them don't want to give up that connection to royalty. And so I was like, going off on a tangent about this. And then yesterday I saw this and I was like, oh, not even yesterday. I think it was last night. I saw the one on the right, and I was like, what is that? And again, I didn't even get a chance to finish reading this whole thing. And so I'm just like, as I go along, I was just clipping things and bringing it. I'm like, maybe we can talk about it in here. But what is this? It's CNBC. South Africa President Ramaphosa is facing the threat of impeachment over Farmgate scandal. And on the right, impeachment edges closer for South Africa President Cyril Ramaphosa. Mr. Ramaphosa, who is accused of cover-up involving millions of dollars in cash, is up against the biggest threat of his time in power. And I was like, what? I mean, this man, I think one of the big things about this in South Africa is that when he ran for office, he ran like an anti-corruption. That was his message, anti-corruption. And to see him involved in some kind of scandal or some kind of corruption, I guess is very jarring for people, because, I mean, hey, he ran on an anti-corruption platform. And so just before I came in, and I was just like, okay, well, that's interesting. And then just before I came on, I started seeing this stuff. So I was like, all right, let me just pull this in and we'll just read it and talk about it here. So maybe some of you know about this, and I'm just learning about some of it, and I don't even have the full story yet. But this is from the New York Times. It says, breaking: South Africa moves closer to removing President Cyril Ramaphosa, with a report saying he has broken the law. And Cyril Ramaphosa on Wednesday moved to the brink of becoming the first South African president to face impeachment after a report found evidence that he might have broken the law in relation to a stash of money stolen at one of his properties. The finding by an independent parliamentary panel essentially amounts to a recommendation that Mr. Ramaphosa face a hearing in Parliament that could lead to his removal if 2/3 of the lawmakers vote against him. The panel cast doubt in the president's explanation of how the large sum of U.S. currency came to be hidden in and stolen from a couch in his living quarters. The information presented by the president on the storage of the money is vague and leaves unsettling gaps, the report said. Although his ultimate fate remains to be undecided, Mr. Ramaphosa now confronts the deepest crisis of his presidency, with his future as South Africa leader in grave doubt. And if that's not BBC reporting on this, says a damning report. A damning report from the panel of legal experts into the accusation that President Cyril Ramaphosa covered up the theft of $4 million or 3.3 million pounds in cash from his farm in 2020 has raised uncomfortable questions for the South Africa leader. The panel, headed by a former Chief Justice, described some of his explanations as improbable. Mr. Ramaphosa has a case to answer, not just to Parliament, but to all South Africans, critics say. Judging from the fervent reaction from the opposition parties, some of whom are calling for him to step down immediately, this scandal could cost them basically his presidency. And a little bit more about it, it says the report is clear and unambiguous. President Ramaphosa most likely did breach a number of constitutional provisions and has a case to answer. Impeachment proceedings into his conduct must go ahead, and he will have to offer a far better, more comprehensive explanation than we have been given so far, the party said in a statement. The report, made up of 3 volumes, raised questions about Mr. Ramaphosa's written submission. 1, why did the president have $580,000 stored inside a sofa? Good question. 2, why was the theft of that money not reported to the police 2 years ago? 3, why do the buffalo he says he sold remain on his farm? In Mr. Ramaphosa's explanation, a lodge manager at the farm said first stored the money in a safe, but later moved it to a sofa in his spare bedroom inside of my private residence because he thought that it was the safest place, as he believed no one would break into his residence. So, and then literally just before I came in, I saw this, that President Ramaphosa is very likely to resign. President Ramaphosa has lost the political support of the ANC and is very likely to announce his resignation ahead of the state in the next few hours. Ramaphosa will also resign as president of the ANC and will pull out of the race to be reelected in just over 2 weeks at the NASRC or NASREC. So whether this happens or not, I don't know. But this is all of this stuff is happening right now. And this stuff is literally breaking. And this one I just read was like literally breaking just as I was coming on. And I was like, whoa. And which, again, one of my big questions with President Ramaphosa in the UK is like, really, why was he there? Why was he, a few weeks earlier being bussed to a funeral, and all of a sudden he comes back to South Africa as like king of the world, being feted like he, again, the greatest thing to have landed on British soil? What happened there in the space of like a month and something to change this? And I'm not saying, I don't know why he had $580,000 stuffed in a cushion in his house, or why there was a theft of $4 million and he didn't report it. I have no idea. And US dollars, by the way. I have no idea. And I'm not saying, I'm not going to say what. And there's stuff like, there's this article that says that somehow whomever it was, I guess, that stole the money, whatever, he paid them off to remain quiet. I literally have to go back in and read this whole article and stuff, because again, I literally pulled stuff out of the article. And so to get the whole picture, so the next episode, when I have read all the articles, then I can have an even better, conversation about this. But for me is, again, the big thing about this is why was Cyril Ramaphosa in the UK? One of the things we talked about this in an episode when we talked about the City of London. And one of the things, there's a documentary that I had read I'm sorry, unread. I had watched and I had brought in and I did a whole thing on this documentary. And one of the things in that documentary that was that stood out to me was one of the people in the documentary was talking about all the money that whether African leaders or rich people in African countries have funneled out of African countries. And they were saying that the money, the billions of dollars that has been funneled out and laundered out of those countries, if that money remained in those countries, there will be no poverty in these countries. There would be no debt. African countries would not be in debt at this moment. But because their leaders and other rich people in our country are laundering money, they're taking the people's money and putting it in. A lot of them end up in British tax havens, laundered through the city of London. And I remember that and that's what this reminded me of. And one of the things that I am very, if you paid attention to Prince Charles or King Charles, whenever King Charles is feting somebody like this, Mr. Mahfouz, we go back to Mr. bin Mahfouz, and all the people with those cash for access, cash for honors. This is kind of the same pattern. And I know people will be like, no, he's the head of, it's a state dinner. And so he's come as a head of state and all of those things. But I'm just looking at Charles's patterns. Whenever Prince Charles is feting somebody like this, it's usually attached to something like that. I'm not saying this is what it is because I don't have any evidence, but I go back to a few months ago, Ramaphosa was in the UK and was in a bus. And all of a sudden, he is being feted and he's in a place where all his stolen jewels are and he never brings it up. And he's sitting there grinning with Prince Charles or King Charles. And I'm like, something isn't adding up. And now we're hearing about all this money and all this stolen money and where did he get this $4 million? Or where did he get this $580-something thousand that he stuffed in a suit? I mean, who does that? This is the president of a country. Who would do that? The only time you see people do this kind of thing, that's like Prince Charles with the cash in a bag. If you are a president of a country, why do you have $580,000 stuffed in a suit? The only time people do that kind of stuff is when they're laundering money, is when the money is dirty. That's the only time you hear about this stuff. And I know, especially in Prince Charles's case, they're like, no, that money went to, Again, why was he in the UK? That would be my question. And so, anyways, Philip Ramaphosa, who knows if he's going to be there at the end of the day? I have no idea. But apparently, he is going to be voted out or, he's going to be impeached or whatever. But it's just very, very, it's just very, very, very interesting, And apparently this money, Jessica is saying Philip Ramaphosa has been ousted. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Breaking news. And this, again, this story, like, I don't even know how it came out that he apparently, this money was stolen. Was it really stolen? Was it, quote unquote stolen or laundered or whatever? Was it, And so, I mean, and if it was legal and on the up and up, why wouldn't you report it? Again, it brings me back to that documentary about all of these leaders. And again, when I saw that, and I don't know anything about it, and I never focused on Ramaphosa before. The only thing I knew about is when Harry and Meghan visited South Africa and they visited them. And I remember the buffalo thing because I think they gave him a buffalo painting or something like that. That's literally the only thing I knew about them. I know nothing. I don't pay attention to them, nothing. But when I saw that photo of him grinning with King Charles, I was just like, oh no, wait a minute. I paid attention because something just doesn't seem right there to me. And again, knowing Prince Charles's character, knowing what he's done, especially with this cash for access, knowing they're right there, City of London is right there. Like, it just like, that was the thing. And it's just wild to me that here we are only a few days later and he's no longer the president of South Africa. A week ago, he was being feted in the UK. Unbelievable. Anyways, let's see. Patricia says, wasn't they the ones that used to say Africa is in poverty? These colonizers are a bunch of liars and snakes in the grass. Africa wasn't poor. African countries weren't poor. Their money, people have been stealing their resources. And a lot of their leaders have been crooks and have been laundering money out of the country and putting it into those tax shelters. And a lot of those are British tax shelters. So a lot of money, African money, have ended up in British people's hands. And then you have people in African countries are starving. And this is what the documentary, and I have to go back and find the documentary, and then I'll put a link so you can watch it yourself. Let's see. Lorna says, so that means that an agreement that the South African president signed with the UK avoid? Oh, I don't know. I have no idea. Who knows? No idea. Let's see. Joan Commonwealther says, that's why the Barbados PM has sued the British MP, Richard Dax, for reparation. He has a huge plantation in that country. He has a huge plantation in that country? Holy mackerel. Okay, I got to read up on that. Oh, my goodness. Thank you, Joan, for that. Lord. Wow. Mad World says, now China has moved into parts of Africa and is doing this. Oh my goodness. And is doing the same thing. And again, African leaders allowing these people in, like, I don't know. Let's see. Nancy says, my question is, why was the money hidden in a sofa? Hello, if there are no banks, thief president, we have no more palace wine and dining. Yeah, I mean, why with money? Why, if this isn't dirty money, why is it hidden in a sofa? Like, who does that? Who does that? Unbelievable. Let's see. Patricia says, I know the people of South Africa must be real mad at him going to England. I mean, if you're going there and you're bringing back something for the country and you're getting, whatever reparations, and you're bringing back, your stolen goods, then yeah, it would be, I'm sure they would be happy. But when, people in South Africa are seeing pictures beaming back to them of their president grinning with a man who has a stolen stuff, then hello. Again, I am not South African, but I was very, very, very angry to see that. So I can imagine as South African how incredibly angry they would be. Let's see. Pelly's getting training from Charles on how to hide dirty money. I guess it didn't work all that well because somebody stole. Yes. Let's see. Black Queen says, comma for fake Louis Armstrong. Way to go, South Africa. Give the opportunists a swift kick in the booty. And again, this is a guy that ran on a platform of, not corruption, which is what I'm understanding now, a very anti-corruption. And yeah, it's it's amazing how the love of money corrupts. Love of money and power corrupts. Let's see. Victoria says, what a short trip to Buckingham Palace, Mr. Wannabe Louis Armstrong. It's like, oh, this is a second Louis Armstrong thing. This is the first I'm learning of this. Like, oh, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Wendy says, wow, how embarrassing for the royals. Waste of time and money on this crook. Well, from one crook to another, Charles is no better. So there you go. Joan Commonwealth says, look at that pedal. He is the only British MP in there. He was not the only British MP in there. Not sure what we're talking about, Joan. Explain. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Wendy. Wendy's like, pedal, it's called greed. Yep. Back to Meghan. So Patricia says, Meghan is the prettiest person out of all the royals. She sure is. She sure is. Jessica's having fun. She's like, Charles and his bag, Ramaphosa and his couch cushions. What about these men? What is it about these men? They're crooks. That's what's about them. You know, allegedly. They're crooks. Allegedly. So there you go. Abby Rosemary, what I want to know is that man got an invitation for covering up the fire in Archie's bedroom? That is the thing that, you know, Meghan talked about that, and there's this big cover up with what actually happened in that bedroom. That Harry and Meghan were staying in South Africa. They are very much into covering things up. Even though one press did say that yes, there was a fire in that room, and so yeah. Although they were, you know, people were like, no, that's a lie. They covered it up. And we know how the royals run. So, yeah. Let's see. Let's see what else I have. Give me 1 second. Let's see. I think that might be all that I have. Oh, yes. After all of Cyril Ramaphosa and Prince Charles, like, you know, their nefarious behaviors, let's end it with some love. Back to our faves. Back to love. Back to, you know, back to Montecito. Back to under our tree. Just imagining our faves under their tree, just relaxing, doing whatever it is they're doing over there. So, yes. We're just going to end it here and, you know, wait for when our faves decide, or when Netflix decides to, you know, just drop on us the actual series. And I'm like, oh, I just love these pictures. I mean, again, that's all I wish for them. I wish this for them, you know, that their relationship, their love just, you know, just continue. And that's all you can wish for someone and hope for someone. So kudos, Harry and Meghan. Thank you for making our day. Thank you, Netflix, for being petty and messy. I absolutely love it. So anyway, guys, we're going to end it here. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Thank you to our awesome moderators, Lydia Church-Nelly, Karen M, Julie Rock, Cookies and Cream. One note, I have been a little bit busy. I have not been in the chat. And so I'm going to be in the chat, our comments section, I should say, and answering your comments, because I haven't been in there a couple of days because I've been a little bit crazy. So I will be in there answering your comments and responding to all of them. So thank you so much for all of your comments. I will go through them and respond shortly today. So, but again, thank you to our awesome moderators, and thank you to Black Queen, who just, thank you, Black Queen, just donated. Thank you so much for your support. Pedal Louis Armstrong is Baron's nickname for the South Africa press. He mocks him with his song in Louis Armstrong voice. It's, you know, I should have known this. I should have guessed this. Why did I not guess this came from Baron? Baron, I love you, bro. I do love you. Thank you for just making our day and really putting some humor into our lives. I so appreciate it. But thank you to our awesome moderators, George, Nelly, Karen, and Julie Rock, Cookies and Cream. I appreciate every one of you who are here. Some of you are not, but I appreciate all that you do to make the channel and this chat safe. Thank you to our 2 cents crew, move myself there. And thank you to our 2 cents crew who support the channel on a monthly basis. I appreciate all of your support, and I also appreciate all the support for the Ghost from the Gold Star supporters who support, as you can see, whether it's super chat, super stickers, super thanks, PayPal, Cash App, merchandise, however it is you support the channel monetarily. Thank you so much. I very much appreciate all of you. Actually, again, if you are new here and you have not subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe to our channel. That and click the notification bell so that you know when we drop a video. Thank you so much. Again, please go ahead and like and share the video as we try to build the channel and build our community. And if you're able to, please join our 2 cents group. And where again you support our channel monthly, and I appreciate all of your support. So thank you guys. Have a fantastic day, whatever you're doing, wherever you're going. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. I love you guys, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.